Last time on D&D, on the Unbroken, you guys defeated the three hags that lived within the sewers. You saved the people who lived underneath the sewers, kind of in their own little built community. Uh, Kind of saved them from their impending doom of these hags who seem to have been torturing them for a long time. It was here that you were granted an escape through kind of a different way than where you came in. But upon leaving, many of you took a long rest, and you decided to sleep through a night. But upon getting ready to leave, you guys heard some really loud, like booming sounds, thunderous roars, and you're kind of unsure what it was. It could have been maybe the dragon again, or it could have been something else. But you began to slowly make your way out of the sewers into the streets of Blackstone to find that there's chaos. There's people screaming. There's people running. People are going every which way. Kids are crying, and you can just hear the almost an echoing sounds of a battle, or soldiers running, just marching their way to the eastern gate. It's at this point that the party finds out that some of the slaves or captives, prisoners that have been maybe picked up over time, or maybe have just taken from people. These people may actually be in a barracks nearby within the city. It's at this point that Leaf immediately tunnel vision straight to the barracks, and some of you decide to follow. However, there's one that decides to go and investigate the scene. Frederick, making his way on the rooftops, doing his best not to fall, makes it probably 5 to 10 minutes, maybe about 5 minutes of quickly traveling to get to a point where he's on top of maybe a taller house, and is overlooking kind of the area where, there would be markets and wagons and people would be coming into the city from this direction, to only see now a torn down wall and undead beings making their way through that gate. Frederick watches as innocent people, most likely innocent people, are tackled by ghouls and zombies and other creatures and are slaughtered. He watches as several Warforged and other guards are making their way to the eastern gate, trying to fend off this horde, but there's not just 10, 15, or 20. There very well maybe 100 or more, 200, maybe more, that's storming this gate. It's hard to tell from Frederick's distance, and he can't really even see outside of the wall, so he doesn't know. He just sees them pouring in through that gate. But what catches Frederick's eye out of all of this is that there is some sort of leader or captain or some sort of being that is almost completely dark in nature, and moves unnaturally fast. He's got this green kind of hue about him that when he steps, almost this green kind of smoke just kind of comes off his footsteps. It almost radiates around him. And when he fights, it's hard to see even what kind of weapons he's using, as he just kind of swings right through Warforged guards and soldiers. Frederick, seeing all of this happen, immediately turns around and tries to run back, remembering that the party was headed towards the barracks. So, as Frederick is now making his way back, you all are making your way to the barracks. As you're going, there are people running past you, bumping into you. You do see groups of guards who just completely ignore you as they make their way past you. It takes a few moments before you start to kind of find what looks like a larger building. You can kind of tell it's constructed a bit more soldier-like, if you will. There's actually another gate that kind of surrounds this building, and inside, the gate is currently wide open, and inside there is like a miniature courtyard used for maybe some training, there are some targets set up for maybe some bow training, and there's some just simple training dummies. And there is one central building where you can see there's other guards who are like haphazardly trying to put their boots on as they're coming out of the door. And you see some guys who are still trying to strap their armor together as they're running out of the door. That this moment is very dire for them, and that half of them weren't ready. And so they're working on trying to get ready as fast as they can. You guys are now standing probably at the gate entrance of this short barracks complex. What would you do here?
How many feet is it away?
From this gate, it's probably 30 to 50 feet away, maybe. It's not too far from the entrance.
Does there look like there's anybody like kind of leading?
No, you don't see any sort of leaders. You just see kind of people yelling at each other. Hurry up, we got to get down there right now, hurry up. And, other people kind of within the barracks seem to be yelling, echoing kind of out of that chamber. It's hard to kind of see if there's a leader in charge here or not.
All right, I'm gonna kind of pick somebody who's kind of like one of the people who's like kind of yelling, tell him to hurry up. And if I'm within 30 feet, I'm gonna take a copper piece and in my hand, and I'm trying to grab Leaf's shoulder and just say, "Wait a moment." And I'm gonna tap the coin to my forehead and cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay.
I'll put that in chat. It's a long list, but so basically just saying I pick a creature, but I can learn the surface thoughts of the creature, and then if I want to delve deeper, then then it's like a wisdom check, whatever, wisdom saving throw, I believe.
Okay.
But I have it for a minute, so right now I'm just gonna focus on one person and just kind of see if I can learn, even like probably take the next 30 seconds to just kind of like change, like every 6 seconds change to somebody else and just see what's on the surface of their mind, see if I pick up anything.
Okay.
Without going deeper.
Okay. Are you targeting just somebody who's kind of
Yeah, like one of the guys, like the guy who's like, "Hurry up, come on, we gotta get down here." That guy.
Okay.
If I'm close enough.
Yeah, you guys can kind of get within range of that. You take a moment, use your copper piece, and you immediately dive into the mind of this individual who, as soon as you get it, it's just rushing thoughts. We don't even know what's down there, but we were told to hurry up. We got to get to the eastern gate. There's something going on, some sort of an attack. And you kind of just keep hearing these thoughts. They start to delve into, "Oh, my family's okay. I just want to go protect them. I can't." People or these thoughts are just kind of rushed. They're kind of almost scattered.
And if I go to somebody else, is it the same kind of thing where everyone's just saying like, "We don't know what's going on. Like we got to go. Like get dressed, go."
Yeah, you could go to another person and see what
Yeah, that's
they
what I'm
think.
doing. Like basically every 6 seconds, I'm just gonna go to the surface level thoughts of anybody else, just to see if I can, until that minute's up, to see if I can pick up anything.
Yeah, you pick up another guy who's like haphazardly getting ready, and he's just kind of like, "What is the deal? This can't be another training regimen." And he doesn't seem maybe as worried. You go to another guy who's kind of freaking out, like, "There's danger at the eastern gate. We've never been attacked before. This doesn't make any sense. Who would attack us? We're the strongest nation here. Like, nobody's gonna take care of us. Like, we're stronger than everybody here." And you kind of just get a lot of that, those kinds of thoughts as you keep going from person to person.
All right. When the spell ends, I'll just kind of look at everybody else and just tell them they don't know what's going on down there at the eastern gate. Some of them think it's a training exercise. Some of them think they're surprised they're being attacked. They've never been attacked before. But it looks like they're all rushing to leave, so maybe we wait a few more moments and see if we can get in after they leave. Maybe we need to step off to the side.
Is there any clear, like, window or other entrance to the building other than the door that everybody's running out of?
From where you are now, you can't really tell. You don't see any windows. Also, Frederick, I want you to make a perception check for me. This is for trying to see if you can find the barracks on your way back, just from sight. You rolled a 13. I think it rolled just to be.
Oh, yeah, let me change that.
You're good. Okay, what are you guys doing at the barracks?
Let's step to the side and get out of the way. Is there anywhere like we can kind of like? Is there like an alleyway we can kind of jump into a little bit and see? We're trying to be out of the way, not look inconspicuous. Like look like we shouldn't be standing in the middle of the way.
Yeah, you can either go inside and you'll kind of be just in the kind of the grounds of the barracks, or you can kind of step back out and maybe off to the side, and you probably wouldn't be noticed. But as it stands now, everybody seems to just be getting ready. At this moment, you're basically invisible.
Can I spend the next however long I would need to, and can I just like study what they're wearing?
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do right now.
Okay. Go ahead.
So in my notes, I stopped taking notes in the middle of combat last time.
Oh.
So I don't remember what he told us, like where they would be in the barracks.
He just points to the flag, I believe. He didn't tell us where in the barracks. I think
He didn't say like if there was like a.
he doesn't go there. He said he won't go near.
Okay.
He just said I think he said what that he saw people there, or like he knew people were taken there.
Yeah. He mentioned to you that there is a large flag that indicated kind of where the barracks were, and that's where they would keep some of the prisoners.
Are the soldiers that are getting ready, or the guard that are getting ready, are they spilling out to go and reinforce the gate, or are they just marshaling up there at the barracks?
Seems like they're not really creating like groups. Some of them are, but a lot of people are just getting equipped, and then they're running, like just kind of past you all out of as you stand off to the side. They're trying to get there as soon as possible, and watching the direction that they take out of the barracks. They are headed straight to the eastern gate, it seems like. But from where you are, they could go off into alleyways and such like that. You're not entirely sure. But
About
just
how many have we seen run off?
at this point, you've probably seen 3 or 4 individuals. There seems to be maybe a couple people now as Corin is starting to kind of study their garments, that there seems to be a couple that are forming a small group. There's probably 3 guys, and you can kind of see some people are rushing them to come over, and you hear them yelling out, "We need to go as a group. That'll be much safer. There's not many of us left in here." So there is one small group forming. Corin studying their garments. A lot of things seem to be thrown together, just because of the situation. But you see that a lot of them are just wearing different types of armors. Some of them seem to be wearing more heavy armor, with thicker, probably plate or just types of metals. And then you see that there are some who are just wearing more like leathers and maybe very simple clothing. And you really don't see a lot of weapons on those people. But everybody else seems to be grabbing short swords, long swords, some shields, things like that.
The longer we stand here, the more like antsy and uncomfortable Leaf is getting.
Oh, yeah.
Like she's about to like. Is it like a metal fence, or is it like a stone fence kind of thing?
This would be more stone. Most of it's kind of surrounded by stone. The kind of the gate, the wall, basically.
Is it tall?
It's taller than you. It's probably like a 4-foot tall wall. So it may not be taller than you, but just at your height. And it's just enough. There's like a small like gate that kind of opens up into the complex. It's not like meeting the city walls tall. Frederick, at this point, as you're rushing across, you take a moment to look around, and you do see what looks like a flag that you were told about, and you begin to run your way there.
Do I notice anything following me at all?
Taking a look back behind you, just on the roofs, nobody's up there with you. You're kind of scanning the ground as you go, and everybody's going the opposite direction. The only people who are going in your direction seem to be just normal civilians, passerbys, people who are seemingly trying to get to safety, away from the danger.
Because when I started running back, I basically gave up all hope for like stealth. I was just looking at.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna keep making my way towards that flag, trying to see if I can find them.
Okay. If you want, you could decide to get off the roofs, or you can kind of take it may be a little bit of a longer way because it's not directly there. Kind of gonna have to go, kind of take a path around over the rooftops, or you can jump down and go straight there.
Am I able to see like kind of an overhead view of the barracks from up here? Or would I be able to if I get closer?
I'd say from the distance that you are now, if you got closer, you might be able to find a building that's tall enough to. But right now, you're not really able to. You just kind of see the large building. You see a big flag, and then off in the distance, you do see kind of this gate. But you don't. It's too far for you to recognize that your friends are there.
I would say I'm gonna stay on the rooftops, and I'm gonna try and, if I can, just because I know what's coming, I want to try and make this fast. So I want to see if I can get an overhead view and see if I can find where these people are.
Okay.
Where her brother might be stationed. So I'm gonna try and go to a higher building that's closer.
Okay. So you start to do that. All right. The rest of you.
If I can duck into an alleyway, I'm gonna cast Disguise Self and put on simple leathers, a short sword, just kind of how the guards are dressed, pockmarked faced, and then I'll probably run out and like start making my way toward, in like a hurried motion toward the gate.
Okay. Yeah, it's easy to cast Disguise Self with just the chaos. Nobody really notices you. Everybody's focused on some sort of goal that they have.
Then I'll cast Message real quick to Leaf and just say, let me try to clear this out. And then I'll just keep walking. Like with like a hurried step.
Okay.
That how many more people would, if I start going into the grounds, how many more people does it look like there are in there?
So you do see a group that is now formed up to about 6 people, and all 6 of them seem to be kind of talking to themselves while some of them are still strapping their bracers on, and they're still trying to be completely ready. You see a couple, well, look like maybe some people inside, and then you see maybe 2 other people who are talking to themselves while they're getting ready as well.
I don't want to try to get too close. I want to just get close enough to where people can hear me if I yell. And I'm just going to yell, hurry! The east gate has fallen! I'm a runner! I have to go to the other barracks! And I'm just going to sprint off.
Okay.
And go back and then try to duck back. And then once I get back into an alleyway, I'll uncast Disguise Self to change myself back to normal.
Okay. Make a persuasion with advantage.
First roll. Please don't.
It's a +1.
Nice.
Okay.
You watch as the group of 6 they all kind of look in your direction as you run off. For the rest of you, what you see is that the 6 kind of says, "Okay, all right, we got to go now," and they all begin to hup along and make their way just past your group. The other 2 kind of see, and they're looking. They both seem to have some sort of exchange before they kind of make sure that their weapons are strapped to their hips, and then they start to walk out as well, or rather run out behind the group of 6, almost making a group of 8.
So there's still 2 left.
There still seems to be, so you've gotten rid of everybody in the courtyard, but there seems to still be people inside of the barracks.
All right. I got everyone from the courtyard's gone. I don't know how many more people are inside, but at least the courtyard's open.
Not to be like obsessed with this ball right now, but how thick is it? Like, if a halfling were to climb a wall and start trying to run on it, like on the top of it, is that doable?
I'd say it's doable for a halfling. For somebody else, it may be a little bit more difficult.
Goodbye, Leaf. Nice knowing you.
Yeah.
You won't take
she's
any
gonna-
fall damage if you fall off of it. So
She's climbing the wall and running around to like the back end of the building.
okay.
As
So
soon as he says that there's nobody in the courtyard anymore, she's gone.
all right, you guys immediately watch. As soon as Corn says this, Leaf immediately turns her attention to the wall and does a quick one step, 2 step up the wall, and finds her way on top, hoists herself up, and is almost running on this wall around. It's at this point, Frederick, you are beginning to climb what looks like a large chapel or something, and you're starting to get up to kind of where you think you could get a good visual. So, Leaf, you're starting to run around the wall. The rest of you, what are you doing?
Shit. Take off for the wall.
Okay.
And am I able to see?
I want to angle myself to where the guards that we've already been clocking, if I can put something in between so they're not looking directly at me, going straight for the wall.
Okay.
Can I do like a perception check just to see if there's like I said, like an area that they keep all their prisoners or whatever, if it's on the outside of the building?
Yeah, you can make a check. Go ahead.
Yeah, the Black Hand. Why would they put prisoners inside? Yeah, they treat people less than, they treat them like garbage.
Well, if we remember, I have it in my notes somewhere. I don't remember who it was, but they said they're probably with the animals.
Perfect.
So my brain is saying they have like a separate building for them.
Hmm.
That's all I'm looking for, is just a separate
Or like a
building.
stable or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you only see that one building, and as you get up here, you actually see that there's somebody running around the wall at this moment. And you see a small group of people who don't look like Black Hand members. Your first instinct is that it's probably your friends. However, once you realize this, you see Leaf is running on the wall, like top of the wall, and kind of running around to get closer to the barracks, but rather than directly, she's trying to find a way around.
Can I just keep clocking Leaf and just if I need to go into the courtyards, I'll go in the courtyards, but just keep an eye on her on the wall so she's not like going off by herself.
Yeah, you can.
But I don't see like a separate building or a fenced off area. No.
No, it all seems to be kind of isolated in this one little area.
You said this was only a 4-foot tall wall?
It's about 4 foot, yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm just
gotta
running
just
along the
hop over.
wall next to and I'm like literally head and shoulders above the
Yeah,
wall, just
yeah.
running right next to you as you're running along with it. What the hell are you doing? Where are you? Why? There's still people in there.
How can you read this well when you're running?
You see all this armor I have on? It comes in handy.
How far away is this chapel from the wall?
At this point, you're probably 200, 300 feet away, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're-
I'm gonna make my way down the chapel and just start booking it towards the barracks then.
Okay.
Can I, if I'm looking at where those people are, like on the inside, like can I see there's people inside?
Yeah, I mean,
Like
the
the building-
the door is like wide open. You can see that there are people scuffling about inside. It's like they've propped the doors open to like, maybe this is just part of what they do, but the doors are wide open for people to just run directly out.
Do I at any point see a window, a back door, anything?
So you're going around the side. There's no windows. You try to make your way around the back side of the barracks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not knowing what's going on, can I cast minor illusion, like 30 feet opposite, like to the diagonal of where the building is,
Sure.
and make it just a sound of a cannon? Because I can create a sound, and it said it could be like a lion's roar or something like that, or I can make an object that's like 5 feet or 5 cube. It doesn't matter, 5-foot cube. But
Yeah.
again, I'm just gonna make a sound of a cannon just to see if I can just get even more people to come out, and it goes for a minute. So I'll just like because I don't even know what's going on. We don't know what's at the east gate, so it's just gonna make just a continuous sound of a cannon
Yeah. Okay. So you make it
away from Leaf.
Yeah. You make it as loud as you can, but you add some flavor to it to make it sound echoey. So almost as if it's echoing across the city to this point. With minor illusion, you just can't make it sound super loud.
Oh yeah.
But,
That's why I want to make it just enough to where hopefully it catches maybe one or two people's attention.
yeah, you're trying your best with this, and you see that there is another individual that does come running out, but it looks like there's probably 2 or 3 more inside, getting ready. Like
Right.
what you can see, kind of just looking in there, is that there's a dude like trying to get all his armor on, and
Yeah.
he's like half naked, just trying to get his armor on.
I'll just keep every minute, and I hope I'll catch up with them later.
Okay.
I'll just keep redoing the cannon, or like maybe some flaring like like every for like another one.
Okay. And then for the rest of you, you do see that Leaf and Rand, if he keeps running with her, kind of run behind the barracks, out of your sight. You get to the back of the barracks, and there is a door that seems to, but it is shut.
She gets to the door, or do I get to the door?
It's both of you probably at the
Both of
same
you.
time if you stay with her.
Is there anybody around that's watching the door?
It seems like back here, there's like nobody back here. It's kind of a smaller area. It's like the barracks almost butt up against the wall back here.
Strong looking door, rickety looking door.
Just kind of like this wooden, simple door. Doesn't look, it just looks pretty normal to you.
I'm gonna try the door handle.
Yeah, you try it. Seems like it would be unlocked.
You want to do this?
As soon as his hand touches the door handle, she's got daggers ready.
I'm going to try to slowly open the door to peek to see, and depending on what I see, work to open it up completely.
Okay. As you guys are doing this, Frederick, you just made your way panting to Bass and Corin, who are kind of standing there at the front gate.
If they don't return in like the next like 3-4 minutes, I'm just gonna look at Bass, and if I do see Frederick come up,
Yeah,
you ready?
you would.
Are we coming out? We going after them?
As soon as I am running up to, I'm like, we need to go. I know we're trying to find this brother. We need to go.
What's wrong?
The city's being under attack, and I want to, as soon as I am running up and I'm looking at Corin, I almost hesitate for a second, and then I start to almost focus on Bass a little bit more. I'm like, I don't know how to really describe it. Zombies, dead things are at the front gate, and we just need to go. There's hundreds of them, and they've already broken through. Where is everybody else? Where's Leaf?
They went around the back. We need to go after them.
Good, and I start bolting towards the barracks.
All right,
Okay.
all right, Bass, let's go.
Go into the barracks.
Okay. Ran
Corin's
and
very
Leaf,
Interested.
you're peeking in, and you see that there is basically a small room, and you do see what looks like almost a hatch, like a metal hatch, in one part of the room. Across from you, as you open the door, there is like a gate, or rather, not a gate, but like almost like a prison cell, like bars with like a prison door. And there is a small desk in this room, as well as like a bunch of scattered papers and stuff's on the floor. And then you see that across from kind of the prison gate, like on the other side, it's kind of almost like a small little, just like a little waiting room almost, it seems like. And then there's another door that presumably would open up to the main, like maybe restroom of the barracks.
I'm sorry, did you say the main restroom of the barracks?
Well, not restroom, but like the resting quarters. The quarters.
Okay. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
Good catch.
Is there anybody?
It's a truck stop.
Pay here to shower now. Anybody? Am I seeing anybody?
You
Does
see
it
nobody. It's empty.
I'm immediately going to look at the desk and the papers to see if there's any kind of like list reference of people that are here or anything like that.
Yeah, you start going through the list. You see tons of names, kind of just in a a fashion and like a date of when they were put in, maybe into a jail. It seems like almost, and there's like an even a column that has like crimes committed, and that's really it. And then
Is
you
this a
see
lot of papers? Is
yeah,
it
you see
one or two papers?
you see several papers, almost like there was a folder
I'm-
or something that
I'm
just
splitting them between Leaf and I to what's
Leaf
your
is at
brother's
the
name?
hatch,
okay.
Oh, fuck.
and like as soon as we're in the door, she's like loudly whispering, "Sunny, Sunny, Sunny,"
You follow her in the
like
hatch.
everywhere.
It's about this time that the rest of the group comes up to the back of the barracks. It's just like just as you guys went in.
I'm trying to speed read for Sunny while trying to follow her.
Okay. The rest of the group, I'm presuming you just follow in.
I'd be the first one.
Yes. Yes.
In that door. I see.
Yeah, and inside you'd probably see Rand, who's just like grabbing a bunch of papers and trying to go into this hatch that is into the ground. And it seems like Leaf's probably already down there. You don't see her.
Person, have you found him yet? Where's Leaf?
I'm already papers in hand this way and just start climbing down after her.
Follow with.
Okay. You start going down this hatch that basically slopes at a pretty heavy angle rather than climbing down, and goes down into almost an underground passage. And underground it's kind of like a maybe jail cells, kind of on both sides. And as you walk down, you are looking left and right, and you do get a smell of just death that kind of sits down here. It smells bad. Leaf is kind of running ahead, checking every cell, trying to find anyone. Leaf, you're not finding any luck. Rand, make an investigation on those papers that you're reading. See if you can find Sunny's name, if it's on there.
Here, I gotta be right back. Just NPC me real quick.
Okay.
21.
You're going through the names. You notice that some names are crossed off. Not sure why. Don't know what that means. And some names are not crossed off. And you're going through, looking to try and find a name. Leaf is making her way ahead of you pretty quickly. Bass and Frederick, you kind of see this as well.
If there is anybody alive in any of the cells, she's like grabbing the bars, like, "Tell me he's here. Where's Sunny? Halfling, looks just like me. Sunny, where?"
Hear a guy kind of at the end. Help! He's kind of towards the end, shouting for help. Help! Help! There's just one voice.
Sprinting to his cell.
Rest of you just following.
I'm one eye on the papers, one eye where she's going. Is this like the cell that she's sprinting to? Does it look like it's the end of the available cells? Do I see another door?
It seems like it's like almost. It's probably 3 cells from the end, and at the end it kind of stops. The walls kind of come in, almost like there should be a door, but there's not. There's a path that goes forward and then kind of takes a sharp right, probably to another section. Is your best guess. But Leaf, you run down to the end and you see this guy who's in the cell, and you see he's bleeding kind of in his chest area, and he's kind of got his hand over it, but there's blood kind of covering his hand, and he's just kind of sitting there. This is not Sunny, but this is probably seemingly a very dirty older man who is just kind of sitting on the ground, very injured. And as he sees you, his head kind of lights up. He's like, "Please, can you help me?" His cell door is open. He just doesn't seem like he had enough strength to get up.
Where's everybody else?
Huh? Oh, please. And he kind of moves his hand. You see there's like a wound, like a hole, or maybe looks like he's probably been stabbed or something fairly recently.
Ran? Where is everybody else?
How's my investigation of those papers coming?
As you make your way to the end, you're getting to leave before there is a name that says Sunny, and it's not crossed off. And it almost makes you stop for just a second before you get back into your...
I will almost stop dead in my tracks. And what does the line say? Date of imprisonment, crimes, anything,
Same.
any information.
Yeah, there's not a lot of information. It's just his name. It says his race, which is halfling. It says, just a couple other indicators of what he would look like. Crimes committed, there's nothing. It's just kind of marked out. And the date of imprisonment seems like probably just a couple months ago.
Marking it with like holding my thumb at that line. I'll come up and see what Leaf needs. Did you find him? Is this him?
It's not him, but
Turning
he's
the
not
corner, realizing it's not a halfling.
He's not
I
going to
assume
talk
it's
to
not.
me until he stops bleeding. Where is everybody else?
Let me look at my items really quick, because I'm pretty sure.
I only have a greater healing potion. I'm not using it on this guy.
You said that at the end of the hall, it almost like turns into like another section.
Yeah.
As soon as I run up to see that they're taking care of this guy, I'm just gonna go ahead and start running into this next chamber.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to get this done as fast as I can.
Okay. You start running into the next area.
Yes.
You begin to search. Are you yelling? Are you just kind of looking in each cell? How are you searching?
I heard her say Sunny, right? Like.
Yeah, you would have heard her mention him maybe once or twice.
I think I'd be just running in, shouting for Sunny.
Okay. You hear another individual. Oi! Help!
I'd run for it. How far down is it? Is it like, does this next room look very similar to the previous one?
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it's almost like it's layered in just different sections of cells.
Okay.
This one's probably halfway down.
I'm gonna cast level 1 Cure Wounds on this guy.
Okay. Go ahead and do that.
So that is going to be. Why did it say 6 when there's another 1 on there? 1 plus 5 is 6. So it's going to be 8 total.
Okay. You kind of get down and you just touch him for just a moment, and you watch as the healing power begins to start to heal his wound, and he brings his hand down, and you see he's shaking a little bit, and he kind of looks up to you. Oh, there was a prison break. Oh, thank you. They all headed for the castle. I don't think I could keep up with them. That's probably the only safe place. There's something going on.
What are you talking about?
Everybody, the guards came down here. They're supposed to keep a double lockdown, but something happened. We got out and they started letting everybody out.
I didn't even ask. Is his cell open?
Yeah, I mean, it was wide open. He just couldn't get up because of his wound.
I'm gonna grab him by the shirt. Halfling, Sunny, been here a few months. Any recognition? And I'm gonna point over at Leaf. Looks exactly like her.
Kind of looks over. Yeah, I think so. He was helping kind of lead everybody.
Where is
He
he?
knew how to open a lock.
Did you see him get out?
I think I don't know. When some of us started leaving, the guards started striking us. That's what happened here. Kind of looks down at his wound, which is now more of just a scab, a large scab now. Kind of see he's just like kind of struggling. I couldn't follow him. They said they were going to the castle. They're gonna try to break in. I don't know what they were gonna do from there. Maybe it's the only safe place left. I don't know. Or maybe they just use it as a Is there advantage to get out? We've been stuck in here. Some of us have been stuck in here for years. As this conversation is happening, Frederick, you, sorry, Frederick.
What?
Ah, I still get you guys mixed up sometimes. Frederick, you get down to, you hear a man who's like, "Oh, hey, let me out!" And you get to what seems like a younger individual, who's also seems to be human, and his cell is locked closed, and he's like holding the bars. He's like, "Hey, you!"
As soon as I run up, I look him up and down. And you're obviously not him. Sonny, halfling. Have you seen one anywhere?
Probably. Hey, if you let me out, I'll tell you everything. Just
No. You tell me now, and I'll let you out.
how about you let me out first?
Yeah, very funny. I'm gonna go back to my friends.
Like, no. Oh, yeah. Wait.
Just start running back to him.
Okay. You hear him
Because
like
I didn't
yelling
see
at you.
anybody else in here, right?
And no, you didn't see anybody. You didn't hear anyone else either.
Was there another hallway or anything, or did it just end?
It seems like it does go maybe another time. It goes down to
I
the
think
end
at
and
that
loops
point-
back.
I think at that point I'm just gonna run back to them and see if they've gotten anywhere.
Okay. You run back to see they're talking to an individual.
All right. You guys found anything? Have you what's going on?
It sounds like they might have made a break for it, and all the prisoners are headed toward the castle. There's something going on, and the place was on double lockdown.
So the next room almost empty. There's one dude left. I don't know. But there's another chamber after that. Do we even attempt to look? Look, we got to make this quick. I told Bass the east gate's down. There's undead pouring in through the gate, and
What?
there's hundreds of them, led by some tall figure with a blade for an arm, this green mist stuff. I don't know. He's slaughtering people. At this point, I'm about to say, "Fuck the black
see-
cat."
I slowly look over at Ran.
Rand's eyes just go wide, and he is deathly pale.
You
You
look
don't-
like you know something, but at this point, we just need to
We don't have
go.
time. Let's go look further inside. I would hate for us to miss it.
Rand takes off at a dead sprint, and is going to clear the next passage.
I'll go with Rand just to help speed things up.
Okay.
Same.
Did you kind of
Help
go
him
back?
out! And I yell back to help the prisoner get out of there.
Yeah, Bass will help him out.
Okay. He just kind
Um,
of sitting there. It seems like the cure wounds helped him. This guy's just energy is just low. If you'd like to help him get up and maybe get out, you can very well do that.
I can't remember. Did you guys tell Frederick about the orb? Like about throwing it off the side?
No.
Am I the only
Supposedly,
one who doesn't know?
Bass doesn't
No.
know.
No,
Oh, that's
I
right. me
thought
and
we
Bass
had
don't
this
know.
I think we forgot. I thought we had this conversation, but supposedly we never said anything.
No, you and Rand had a conversation, and
Yes,
Leaf
but I thought we
watched
had
it
told the
happen.
group.
Mm-mm.
No.
That's what I'm
this
saying.
was
That's
just-
what I thought. I completely forgot that we didn't say anything.
I'm trying to remember what side I was on. Was I on the side of like just throwing it over and letting it just explode? I want to say I was.
I don't know that you saw Rand throw it over.
You didn't. You.
It was early in
don't
the
know about
morning
it.
that
you
we
and
were
Bass
talking,
don't
yeah.
know about it.
You just
Right,
know
I
that
just
people
know. I know
know
we
about
talked.
it.
I know we talked about it, but
Yeah.
I didn't know if I was on the side of like you actually throwing it over, or if
Oh.
I was
Yeah.
like
Gotcha.
You personally,
Yeah.
or
If
as
he-
Frederick.
as Frederick personally.
Frederick didn't understand why we had the thing. So as
Clear.
soon as Frederick and Rand start running off, Leaf is gonna pull a lockpick out of her pack and shove it in this guy's chest. Get everybody else out. You're not gonna survive if you stay down here, and follow them.
You're giving that to the older guy that was just injured?
Yeah.
Okay. He kind of takes it and he kind of looks up at you. As you take off, he kind of looks up at Bass. I don't really know how to do this.
Just one step at a time, sir.
I was like, Bass is just by himself.
Okay, well, sounded pretty sounded pretty dire. Maybe we should just get out of here.
I'll be right back. I gotta see why the dog's going nuts.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Was there any like alleys or corners that like could have been like a potential hiding place near the barracks?
You believe you'd probably have to go outside of like the small complex that hosts the
Mhm.
barracks, and there's probably you could probably find like an alleyway nearby, not too far, if you wanted to, or some sort of just secluded place for the time being.
Yeah, Bass just wants to try and move him somewhere that might kind of keep him out of the way of things.
Okay. You start to move him out. The rest of you are sprinting throughout this this complex. As you do, you do kind of make your way past the individual again, Frederick, that you had just talked to. It's like, oi, hey, okay, listen.
No, you're a problem. You're a problem.
No, I'm
Keep
not a
going.
problem. Are the rest of you just following Frederick?
I mean, I don't.
I just look back. If you want to get him out, get him out. But as far as I know, Lee Spo's not here, and so nobody else is in this chamber. So I'm gonna run into the next chamber to see what I can find.
Okay. The rest of you following, or are you gonna stop and spend time with this guy?
Trying to look and see. If they're all gonna keep running, I'm just gonna try to see if I guess I'll stay and help him try to get out. I'll just immediately start casting Ray of Frost on the handle, try to make it weaker.
Okay. You can see his hands he's like holding the bars and he's looking at you, he's like, thank you so much, man. It's like that other guy, he's not your friend.
What'd you do to end up here?
I just nothing. I got arrested for some simple stuff. And listen,
Don't
it doesn't
lie.
matter, right? It doesn't matter. Okay, let's just get me out of here.
What's your name?
Listen, is that really important right now?
It's always important.
It's not. Just come on, get the lock off. I want to be free.
I feel like I want to release that awful terror into the world.
Doesn't this kind of sound like the other guy that we found like at the beginning of this campaign?
Could be. I don't remember.
You don't remember?
That was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, but he sounds exactly like him.
What happened with that guy? Did he try to kill us? Did he try to kill us?
I don't think he tried to kill us. He was just very much like, "Hey, I'll give you a lot of money if you let me out of here," like that kind of vibe.
Just keep Ray of Frost and try to make it weak enough to see. So either he can try to get him out by himself, or I can break it off for him.
Okay.
You know,
You're
with
still working
Frederick,
on
as
that.
soon as he wasn't cooperating, I was like, "Nope, I'm not dealing with you."
You go into the next chamber. While Corin, you're doing this, you find that there are doesn't seem like there's anybody else in this room. All of the doors seem open. Some of them seem broken. Some of them are closed and there's nobody in them. So maybe they just got shut, or there was nobody in them to begin with. But there's nobody else here.
As I'm doing that, can I cast to myself detect thoughts?
Sure.
As I'm
I'll let you do
speaking to
that.
him?
Let you do that.
Just to make sure this guy is on the not too crazy. Any surface level things, or is he just?
Yeah, so you you cast detect thoughts for a moment, and he's like looking down while while your ray of frost is just kind of finishes just for a moment, and you immediately get, I'm finally gonna get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Come on, break the lock. Like he is focused on getting out of here.
So what are you gonna do when you get out of here? Just try to see if it picks up anything else with it. See if it changes his surface thoughts.
And he kind of looks up at you, and he's like, I don't know. I'm gonna go start my life. Is it ready? Can we break it?
A little bit more time. Nothing changes with the surface of his thoughts.
It just seems like, why is this taking so long? You know, and he's like, this guy's an idiot. And yeah.
See. What is it? Was it a wisdom saving throw? Yeah, I'll delve deeper.
Okay.
So
So
wisdom
he's
saving throw.
gotta make a wisdom save.
Trying to see what that is for you. Is it just my regular spell save
Uh,
DC,
yeah, it
or
looks
is it
like it's
does it matter?
I think so.
yeah.
I think it's just your spell DC.
That's 17, I think.
Okay, he fails. Yeah, you dive in deeper to his mind, and you're immediately getting things like, I don't care who I have to throw behind me to get safe. I'm getting out of here. I'm never coming back. Kind of get into the deeper parts of his mind where he's thinking, I just got to get out of here, and then I'll never see these people again. I'm never going to come back to Blackstone ever again. I'm just going to catch a boat. I'm going to go somewhere else. I don't know where that is, but I'm going
Good
to
luck
go
catching a boat right now, bro.
I'm going to go make some money, and I'm going to get out of here. It's kind of what like his
Oh, see, I
innermost
feel
thoughts
better
are.
now. I feel better now.
All right. I'd say you get to a point where just as Frederick, Leaf, and Rand come back the other way after searching the end of the hallway, the lock is almost ready to probably easily be broken after constant use of Ray of Frost.
All right, I'm gonna take out the Dragon Fang short sword, and even though it's just a normal short sword, and then I'll just hack at it real quick.
Okay, you see he stands back. The rest of you, except for Bass escorted the gentleman out. But the rest of you see that Corin is now swinging with a short sword against this lock. You swing once, and you deal a pretty good amount of damage to it. You swing twice, and it seems like the lock breaks, and the gate opens. And as soon as it does, the guy grabs it and swings it open. He's like, "Thanks," and he just kind of pushes you, and then it's starting to run out.
Make sure you take that bow to get out of here. And I just let him run off.
Kind of slows
You
for a
just let
second,
out the next BBEG.
and he kind of slows for a second, kind of looks around, looks at you, and then kind of shakes his head, and then just starts running.
Cast message on his way out. If you do anything bad, I'll find you.
Okay.
Intimidation.
He doesn't seem to respond, and he rounds the corner and headed out the barracks. Bass, you take this gentleman to a kind of an alleyway. What are you doing here?
Just trying to kind of get him out of the way, kind of somewhere he can hide and be somewhat comfortable.
Okay. Kind of looks at you. Okay, you think we should go to the castle, or? Well, I mean, I don't really know what's going on. I'm kind of worried.
Just kind of squint at the castle. I'll be honest, I can't tell right now if that castle's a good place to be or a really bad place to be.
Kind of looks at you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really worried. Really, people aren't supposed to go to the castle unless, like, they have business there. I've heard they killed people going up there before.
Oh, I'm sure they'd kill people for looking at them the wrong way.
Yeah. Why some of us got thrown down in that jail. Hey, I thank you so much. I could have died down there.
No, it's all right, sir. You just stay here for the moment and stay safe.
Okay. I'm gonna just take a rest here. He kind of sits down against the wall of the alley for a moment and tries to catch his breath. And do you stay with him, or do you decide to come back?
Bass is actually gonna leave him 5 gold pieces before heading back.
Okay. You hand him 5, and he kind of just looks up at you. What is this for?
In case you need it.
Oh, wow! Thank you so much. I haven't seen money like this in a long time. He kind of
Bass will
smiles.
just kind of give a reassuring smile and a little nod.
See, there's a lot of you brought a lot of happiness to this guy. He smiles kind of big, and he just kind of looks at the coins, and he genuinely probably hasn't seen money in a while because he's holding it up and he's just kind of looking, really inspecting it. And as you walk off, he doesn't even maybe notice that you begin to walk back to the barracks. But he remembers that you said that you were leaving.
Yeah, on the way out, he'll just kind of quietly say, "I want to bless you."
He, you don't know if he heard you or not, but he's continuing to inspect the gold as you make your way back. And you feel good about that. You did a good deed. Okay. The rest of you, what are you doing? Leaving?
Nothing. No Sunny.
Not
Not
that I
here.
can find.
Then I guess we head to the castle, right? Is that what you said? Is that what you said? You said they were going?
I think that's our only option. Even these things coming up, they're gonna be going for the castle, and I'd rather be there and have to defend ourselves with the castle at our back than in the middle of a city that we don't know.
An easy way for two enemies to take us out, though. Maybe in the commotion we can just sneak in and figure out from there. Doesn't hurt to get closer.
If we're doing this, we gotta go now because those things were making it fast.
Let's go.
Ran.
You're muted.
You're muted.
I was like, man, he's really taking this pause seriously.
Yeah. Let's go.
You don't know yet.
All
I'm
right.
gonna start ushering them all out.
Okay, you guys start to make your way out of the barracks. As you go outside, it seems like the inner barracks, there's probably one individual left who is not Warforged, and he is seemingly straggling, probably behind quite a bit, hardly ready for battle, and he kind of notices as some of you are kind of coming around, and he's trying to go as fast as he can, but he's kind of absurdly slow. Other than that, there's nobody else at the barracks.
Still don't want to go to war.
How far off is the castle?
From where you are now, you probably know it's probably a 10-minute hike or so from where you are. You've got to go kind of out. There's basically a northern gate that kind of leads out of the city, and from there, there is kind of this path that goes straight to the castle. And from what you've seen previously is that the castle has this large courtyard before you actually get to the castle itself. But you basically have to go out of the northern gates of the city, and not too far from there would be this path that leads straight to the castle.
Do we see a dragon in the sky at all? Like heading towards the city?
Not at this moment.
Just look at everybody. Ready? Are we going?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh,
Let's go.
And I start running.
Okay.
That's a 10-minute run or whatever.
About, yeah. You haven't actually made the hike up there, so you're just kind of guessing. But you think so.
What can we hear from the battle at the gate?
Right now, it seems like a lot of people have dispersed at this point. You don't see anything, but there's still these echoing, almost like large spells are being cast. You hear thunderous booms. It's really hard to know exactly what's going on.
Do we see more troops running toward the gate?
Not as many from this location. It seems like most, if not all, of the soldiers and warriors that were here in the barracks have made their way towards the eastern gate.
And the path to the castle, is it like a road through some fields, or is the castle up and elevated over the city? So this is like a path that's going to have some elevation to it. I'm sorry for.
No, you're good.
have questions.
Yeah, you're all good. It's so there is kind of it does kind of go up, so it does kind of overlook the city. Not a whole lot, but it does go up a little bit. Up, it sits kind of up on a big hill. It's not that far from the city itself, and like I said, there's like a cobblestone path that leads straight up to the castle.
Okay.
Leaf is sprinting
All right.
for the castle.
What are you guys doing?
Looking into the castle.
You see Bass as Bass kind of comes back to the group as well.
I'm gonna grab Bass immediately, turn around, and shove him ahead of me. Let's go. We need to be quick.
I can hear you guys.
All right, you got it.
Leaf is leading the pack, like for as long as she can. I know she has the shortest legs of everybody, but she is like rage running.
Use your bonus movement.
Audio just
Bonus
cut
action
out.
move.
This is weird.
Hold on.
Give me one
Hold on,
second.
he can't hear us.
Hey, let's go ahead and take a little break, and I'll figure out the audio. Does that sound good? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Let's take a little
Okay.
break, and I'll fix my audio.
All right.
Okay.
No worries.
See you in a little bit.
Let's get back into it. Where are you guys wanting to go? You see Bass just approaches you all as you're making your way out of the barracks.
We're going to the castle.
Okay.
Making sure everyone stays together.
All right.
Corn stays with Rand side by side, knowing what he's thinking.
Rand's starting to huff and puff, and lag a little bit behind in his full set of plate armor.
Corn will grab the back of his back and help him push him along.
Oh no, it's important. Keep pushing.
Shut the fuck up and just keep moving.
What does it look like I'm doing?
If Leaf overhears this at all,
You're gone. We're lag behind. You're good.
I
You're gone.
know, but I'm thinking like,
One problem at a time.
All right. You guys start to make your way towards the castle?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Hurrying, you all begin to make your way towards the castle. Frederick, you probably instinctually just kind of keep looking behind you every now and then, but you don't see anything approaching. You still do see some people here and there who are running throughout the streets. And every once in a while, a couple guards coming from the north seem to be kind of coming and passing by you on some of these main small roads these main roads that take kind of through the city, and they go right past you, headed straight to the eastern gate. You get to the point of the city where you do find yourself at the northern gate, and it is open, which you would remember coming in by boat that it was closed previously, but now it's open. And there are guards coming through. There's probably a group of 6 coming through right now, seemingly coming from the castle, at your best guess. You continue to head out of the northern gates. Nobody questions your escape. In fact, there are others who are just running out of the gate, and they're not even going to the castle. They're just running out in the wild. Who knows where. But you begin to follow the cobblestone path, quickly making yourself up to the castle. And it's not long before you kind of round this turn, or this corner, where you see that there is the castle, and there is first these large walls that kind of, from what you all had seen previously, would be the walls and the front gate that go to a courtyard. And there you see probably 30 or 40 people who are just bunched up at this gate, and you can hear them yelling. It seems like they're trying to get this large gate to open, but it's closed.
Did the prisoner give us any idea of how long ago they left?
He didn't say.
How tall's the wall?
Looking up. Funny. This wall is probably, looking at the castle, it's a solid maybe 15 feet, maybe.
Do the people look like that, like similar clothing to what we saw with the two people with the prisoners?
Yeah, you see a lot of them. None of these guys have like any sort of armor. A lot of them seem to have picked up like wooden sticks and like brooms and stuff that they're holding, and a couple of them have these silly like buckets on their heads, and it's basically a small prison militia essentially that is gathered here.
Minor illusion. Leaf's voice in a scream just for the next minute. Sonny! 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 Just to see if I get anybody's attention to turn around. Like any of them, try to see if any of them react.
Okay.
Because it says I can do a voice from a whisper to a scream. It could be someone else's voice. It could be, yeah.
Okay. So you start doing that, and there's a couple people that look back, kind of wondering why you're screaming, but they kind of face their way back forward. For a moment, there doesn't seem to be anybody that comes forward, and you stand here, and people are screaming and shouting. It's at this moment you kind of look up, so there is kind of like a gatehouse, and you see that there's movement at the top of the gatehouse, and you see that there is a guard kind of sitting on the top of the wall. He kind of peers over, and all of you see him, and he kind of peers over, and he seems like he kind of looks back and starts saying something to somebody else, and he kind of peers back over, and he kind of shouts, "This is your warning, or all of you are going to die. This is not a safe place for any of you." And you see the people at the front gate are not budging. Is there?
How many people are up there?
There's probably a solid 30 or 40 people against this gate to try and get it open.
I was just getting up on top of the wall.
Oh, on top of the wall? You probably guess there's only maybe 2 or 3, but there's one that just kind of reached over and said that.
I look at Leaf and I just kind of smirk slightly, and I'm like, one time when I flew you up onto the roof, want to help me out with something?
Let's do it.
I pick her up, and these lightning dragon wings just extend from my back, and I'm going to fly up onto the roof, or onto the wall. Kind of drop her next to me, and immediately pull out my rope dart.
Okay. As soon as you make your way up onto the wall, a couple people look up, and they see you, and they cheer. And as soon as you get up on the wall, you see there is a guard who's standing there, and he's got a sword out, short sword, and he's kind of looking at you. And behind him, you see at this moment there is this large cauldron that is just now being poured over a grate that goes through the grate. For those that are on the ground, you see this black liquid that starts to pour over the individuals standing right up to the gate. You hear people start to scream as some people start to come out. Their skin is burning.
Move, get out!
Did they pour the entire thing over, or is it like just trickling out right now?
Like just starting, or like halfway over?
Like as soon as you guys got up there, they just pushed it where now it's pouring.
So
out.
it's already pouring out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this guy looks up at you and he's like, "Hey, you're not supposed to be up here."
I immediately
Dagger.
run up, and I'm gonna dagger and then unarmed attack.
Both of you guys can make attacks.
Yeah.
Quit clicking the wrong thing, Rachel.
18 to hit.
18 hits.
You're using different daggers, right, Rachel?
Yeah, I don't have any daggers attuned to my belt right now. The ones that I had were the like melted ones. I'm just like pulling daggers out of my pockets and chucking them.
Okay. So, Frederick,
Do you
your
want-
first attack hits.
Do you want me to roll 2?
If you want to, yeah.
I'm punching as many times as I need to like either get him unconscious or make him fly off the wall.
Okay. Yeah, that one hits as well. You watch as you punch him once, and then you watch as Leaf comes and gives him a stab. And he kind of takes a couple steps back. He still seems like he's up, but he's not looking good. There's two other individuals that seem to be unarmed that had just been the ones who pushed the cauldron over the metal grate that sits on the ground. That is going through, hitting the people on the ground of the gate.
But he's still standing.
Yes.
Can I attack him 2 more times?
Go for it.
14 to hit.
Misses.
19 to hit.
That hits. You give him a punch on your last hit, which punches him just enough to have him kind of keel over. He falls to the ground, kind of holding himself. And you see that the life begins to almost fade from this individual. The other two, who had just poured this cauldron of, it looks like maybe hot tar or some sort of hot liquid, look to you, and they hold their hands up.
I immediately, I'm holding my rope dart up towards them. Back away now.
They both kind of are backing away from the grate.
Is it still pouring out?
At this point, most of it had poured out. You could go over there and try to stop it from trickling out anymore. But most of it has poured out.
I think at this point, the damage has been done. So I'm trying to get them to stand back and get them away.
Yeah, you see two individuals hands up, and they kind of get away. For those on the ground, you see that the crowd almost basically thins for a moment, and you see that there's a couple individuals who got it pretty bad on their head and in their face. A couple other people come forward with wounds on their arms, and they get away from. Not yet. You watch as these guys come forward, and there's different ones, and you're examining them as they come out. And they're like holding their face, and these people are hurt, and they kind of thin out for just a moment. And so a lot of people are looking up to see if another boiling hot, cauldron of tar is going to come back down on them. And slowly they all begin to go back to the gate. However, one individual that does look halfling comes out, and there is a splash of tar on his arm. As he comes out, he's kind of doing this, trying to get air to it.
Sonny.
He kind of lifts his head up. Huh? Who
What's
are
your
you?
name?
Huh?
What's your name?
You just said my name.
Perfect.
Listen,
Come with us. Do you want to see your sister? Shut the fuck up. Do you want to see your sister?
He kind of gives you a twisted look. What
She's
did you
up
say?
there. She came for you.
She's in
Leave.
heaven. No.
He's giving you the most quizzical look.
I'll literally point she's on top there fighting for you.
He kind of looks up. Who are you?
Can I see Lee from here?
It's hard to see. They're kind of in the gatehouse portion of it now, right where the
Sending.
I'm
where
gonna
the thing
cast
came out.
thaumaturgy and yell
Okay, we'll say
out.
okay. Never mind.
I'm gonna cast thaumaturgy and yell out, "Leaf, we found him."
Leaf is up there trying to get these dudes to tell her how to open the gate. She's got daggers to them. How do I open it?
And they're like, it's right there. It's you just push that handle, and the gate will open. They're both kind of back.
Is anything else gonna hurt anybody down there?
No. We don't have anything. We're told not to let
Freddy,
anybody
open
inside.
the gate.
Okay.
Freddy, get the gate.
Yep, I'm immediately running over. As he was saying that was the lever for the gate, I'm already pulling it.
Yeah. So you start to kind of push this lever, and down low you can kind of hear as the doors kind of creak their way open into the large courtyard area. As the doors open wide, the courtyard is kind of available to all of you now, and you hear a lot of people are yeah, and people start to rush into the courtyard area.
And then she, upon hearing Rand, turns to Freddy, "Get me back down there."
immediately grabbing her and casting unfurled wings again and flying down and landing her. I'm literally landing her right next to Ran.
Okay. You get
Is
down
this
to the
my
floor.
brother?
You take a look and you see as this individual looks up at you, looking withered and tattered, there is this fresh hot tar that is just searing, or is now cooled to his skin. He kind of just drops his arms for a moment and he just looks at you and he's like, Leaf? Is that you?
I back away.
And he starts to take a couple steps forward and rushes into you to give you a hug.
Like immediately bear hug. Like they're gonna have to pry her off of him to get her to go anywhere. But she's like, "Oh my god, I'm so glad you're alive, Sonny. I've been looking for you. What the hell did you do?"
Scanning for threats, anything. Make sure we're.
Yeah, same.
Cool.
Same. How bad off is he? How much, like, is he writhing in pain there? Does he need aid?
Looking at
Or does
him,
he just have some, like, tar on him?
it seems like he just kind of got hit with some tar. He's not in any life-threatening condition, but he definitely got hurt a little bit there. He kind of looks up, he gives you a big hug, and you can kind of even see a couple tears come from his eyes as he's holding Leaf. He kind of lets go for a moment and looks at you. He's like, what are you doing here? This is not safe. You're not supposed to be here."
You weren't supposed to be here. You were supposed to come home.
Yeah, but why are you here?
For
You're
you.
Maybe we can talk about it later. Right now, we have to get to the safety of this castle. There's something going on, and we took our chance. If we can get inside with all these people, maybe we can, get rid of the guy that's in charge. And I don't know. We've got momentum. We've got morale.
She's gonna pull 2 of her daggers out and hand them to him. If I lose you again, I will kill you.
Okay. Well, we can fight about that later. Um, he kind of looks at the rest of you and kind of meets your eyes. Sorry. My name is Sunny.
We don't have time for introductions. Get inside.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
yeah.
like, no
Let's-
time.
Is there,
Let's go.
are there
Everybody in.
any, are there any troops falling out of the castle?
At this
And
moment,
then
no.
Rand is literally like split attention. He's looking forward to the castle, then he wants to look back at the town.
Frederick, look, get your map. Is there a map
Is
of the castle?
there anything that we
Oh.
can see that's coming toward us?
Yeah, so at this
Okay.
moment, no. You see all of the prisoners kind of are pushing their way into the courtyard. And ahead of you, you don't see anybody at this moment. You do see the large castle walls of the actual keep and another large gate that leads into the keep. It's a little trek to get there. It's a pretty large courtyard. Lots of like decorative flowers and hedges, bushes and trees, and a lot of just very decorative for a courtyard. And there's a couple small buildings here and there, probably meant for upkeep and things like that. Besides that, yeah, you don't see anybody else at this point.
Do we see like mobs of people trying to escape the city?
Looking back towards the city, you do see that there's some people who are coming out of the northern gates and they're trying to make their way up the road. Maybe they had heard about what's going on or whatnot. Doesn't seem like they're soldiers. It could just be other people that live in the city.
I'm gonna
I
start
immediately-
ushering everyone in.
At the mention of the map that Corin said, I will, as I'm running forward towards the gate, I pull up the map and I hand it back towards Rand, and I'm going to use my full movement just to get up towards like the front line, just to, if I can help. I don't want people getting injured, so I want to get up to the front and kind of help out with that.
Okay. You start making your way up. Rand, you get the map and you start to open it up and look at it. and you do see that there is in fact this large courtyard, but all of it is just kind of blocked from the actual keep walls. From the keep walls, you can kind of see a small layout of inside the castle, but there doesn't seem to be any other way to get inside the castle other than through this other, basically main keep gate. Besides that, there's kind of just some central landmarks on the map that you have for the courtyard. There's like a fountain that kind of sits in the middle. It seems to be the most decorated place in the courtyard. And then there's just other little areas here and there for people to sit and enjoy. However, you don't think that like civilians would be here. So this is probably for any nobles or other distinguished guests or people who maybe they live in the castle or you're not really sure. But this is an actually pretty impressive courtyard. It's up.
I'm gonna start yelling at Leaf and the other prisoners. How do we close the gate? Tell them where to go. And I'm just gonna continue to try to herd people in past the walls.
Yeah, Frederick, you'd hear this. You know that the lever is up in the gatehouse. You could shut this gate where you're at now if you really wanted to, but you'll have to find a way up there if you don't want to fly again.
I want to say, because you said it's only 15 feet, right?
Yeah, it's a 15-foot. You could try to climb.
I want to say I have something
Something
where I
like
can.
shit or something like that. Like let you run up walls or something.
Leaf has second story work, so she could just climb up the wall real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have unarmored movement at 9th level. You gain the ability to move along vertical surfaces and across liquids on your turn without falling during the movement. So I literally could just run up the wall up to 45 feet. So it's only a 15-foot high wall.
Yep.
Yep, I'm gonna just run up the wall.
Frederick Naruto runs up the wall.
That's what I'm here for, baby.
All right, Frederick, you run directly up the wall. Using your speed and your movements, you're stepping on the right stones and stuff to kind of keep your momentum from falling back down, and you are able to quickly get up to the top of the 15-foot stonework, back up to the gatehouse.
I immediately run in, and as soon as I see the last few people run in, I close the gate.
Okay, the gate begins to shut. The creaking and the loud noise shuts closed. The two individuals that you left up there are still up there, and they're like, "Hey, like, listen, like we're not with them. We're just doing what we're supposed to do."
No, I understand, but there's something else coming for this castle. Do not open this gate.
And one of them kind of looks at you. What is it? Haven't heard anything. We just been told to monitor the gatehouse, and you know.
You ever heard of the undead, like zombies, creepy shit?
The other one kind of looks at him. He's like, "No way, no." The other one's like,
Yeah, you say no way, but my so-called friend down there can control that kind of weird, creepy stuff, and there's a
So-called friend.
shit ton of them on the way here.
Yeah, I caught it too.
and they both kind of look at each other, and they're like, one of them's like, "Okay, this is a joke."
Just keep.
This is a joke, isn't it?
Keep talking, keep the gate closed, or I will come back up here and I will throw you off the wall and feed you to the zombies. Sound cool?
They're both like, "Yeah, understood."
Good. And I run back out and hop off the wall.
Okay. You all are now within the courtyard of this establishment. However, Frederick, as soon as you jump down, Corin, you were headed forward to kind of keep up with everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's at this point you see on the other end the gate. That gate is opening, and out are coming some more soldiers. At this point, they are armed, and they do have like equipped in armor, and it seems like they kind of come out and maybe a group of 6, and they stop. And they see that there are prisoners who are wielding nothing more than maybe wooden sticks. and they kind of stop for a moment, and they almost seem like they are engaging in a conversation with themselves. You guys can see this from where you're at. They're probably from the gatehouse, from the first, it's probably 100, 150 feet away.
Slow down, kind of watch to see what they do.
It seems they take a few moments, and then the gate opens again to the keep, and there's a couple more individuals that start to come out.
When the
And
doors open, can we see anything inside?
you see that it almost, for a brief moment, you can kind of see inside. It just kind of goes into the part of the keep that almost seems like there's another maybe smaller courtyard, but then there's a larger door that probably actually leads into inside the actual main facility of the keep. They doored this place up pretty tight, it seems. But they shut, and then there's probably 10 guards or so outside, kind of forming right at the front of the keep gate, and they're kind of taking a kind of established position.
Do any of them look familiar?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna be my next thing.
It's hard to tell from 150, 200 feet away, but they're just a bunch of guards, it seems like. However, you do start to notice on top of the keep, there's square castle corners of the castle. There are several guards, not several, just some on both sides of the front two gates that kind of face the courtyard and out. There are people standing up there.
Are the people at the front of the gate, are they all standing in a direct line?
Mm-mm. No, they're more kind of spread in kind of a cluster.
Damn. How many of them are all like? Let me look at this again.
It's hard to tell. They're kind of clustered, and they're moving a little bit, but it seems like they're trying to maybe figure out a plan, maybe build a formation.
I'm gonna trying to without them noticing. I'm gonna try and make my way off to the side. Um, yeah, off to the side of their little formation that they're doing, and I'm just looking towards Rand, and just giving a nod, basically like, whenever you're ready.
Are we near? Do you? Can I look at? We're all kind of close together, correct?
Yeah,
Rand's not
Yeah.
there.
You have. When did you? I was like, when did you sneak off? I saw no.
I'm just screwing with you. I'm just screwing with you.
that's funny.
Brute force or diplomacy?
That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting to see what you guys decide to do.
This is Corin asking y'all.
Rand has
I
no
have
idea.
something, but you guys might not like it.
Our options are limited. What's on the table?
I walk forward. Let us in.
You're probably about 200 feet away.
That's what I'm just gonna keep walking forward. And I'm just gonna yell, just let us in. We're special guests.
As you get forward, how close are you getting?
If where they can hopefully hear me.
Okay. You
And then as we're doing that, we'll see if this works or not, because we're in now, I imagine they might not go through. I'm gonna cast sending to Steven.
Okay.
We're here at the gate, you bastard. Let us in. There's more trouble out there than you can deal with it.
Okay.
We need to work together.
Are we gonna end up with Glitchy playing two characters at one time, like against?
I mean, I would absolutely love to if Nat 20 wanted me to, but I have no idea. So, but I swear, if I see a dragon come flying out of that castle, I'm gonna freak out.
You cast sending and you send this off, and you feel like it reaches a target. You seem to be at this point inside the zone that was blocking the magical whatever you when you were trying to cast sending before. You seem to be within the zone now, and you seem like you've reached a target. And you wait for a response, but you get none.
I'll cast it again to
I
Cephas. Same
I
words.
will walk up next to Corin as well.
Okay.
See if it clicks.
You send what are you saying to Cephas?
Same thing. The broken are here, you bastard. Let us in. The dead are coming.
Okay. You send it. Feel like it's reached a target, and there's no response.
I want to kill everybody here. Everyone's dead. Did it hit the target?
Yeah, like you know for a fact it definitely made contact.
Okay.
Letha's stepping up next to Ran with her sword pulled out.
I'm gonna look at Ran and said, "You're not gonna like it, but I sent a message to Steven and Cephas. It's either that or we fight here, waste all of our energies.
Well,
If
what
we're
did they
fighting
say?
what's out, I'll let you know when they respond.
No response.
Not yet.
I'm gonna cast Thaumaturgy.
Okay.
I'm gonna yell out, "Have you been abandoned? Have your masters left you here to die? The dead are at the door." See if it gets any reaction out of any of the guards.
Yeah, you watch as all of them kind of hear your thaumaturgy, and a couple of them, they start to kind of spread out a little bit, and there's two that kind of seem to be in the front, and they are kind of standing there, almost trying to decide whether they should come and talk to you or not, it seems like. But a lot of these guards spread out. You see a lot of the prisoners, now seeing that there are armed guards coming out, a lot of the prisoners kind of retreat some, kind of back to where we just came in from. And a lot of them are kind of holding their stance there, like nobody's getting out, like these guards are not leaving. But you know, if any of these guys got in a fight with these guards, they'd have no chance. But many of them retreat back to the front of the gatehouse, but they stay strong.
I'm gonna yell out again. The gate is fallen. A horde of the undead make for the keep. Either die here and now or help us defend it.
He watches the two individuals kind of talk to each other, and they think for a moment.
We don't have all day.
They all kind of seem to kind of draw some weapons, and they kind of stand their ground. They're probably, from where you're at now, they're about 75 feet away, or the closest two. The other ones have kind of spread out, dispersed among themselves. And there's a moment that kind of passes. It seems like they're kind of just standing there, just like waiting.
I'm gonna cast Thaumaturgy again, and this time it's gonna be 3 casts, and there's going to be a rumble of thunder. There is going to be glowing from my eyes. Help us in our defense or face the wrath of Torna here and now.
You hear a large...
Really cool thunder.
Yeah, that was great, but Thaumaturgy does that.
For a moment, some of you do think that that's Rand, but there's this large roar that comes from the castle in front of you, and out from probably the back area of the castle, you begin to hear this these wings flapping on the ground. You watch as this large, familiar dragon takes to the sky. You see its body is lit up already in this red color, menacingly, and it kind of flies up over the castle, just behind it, rising up. You all see this large dragon rising up from behind the castle. It just rises up and it looks almost amongst you all as all the guards are just kind of standing there, unfazed. And there's a moment where the dragon begins to hover over the castle. It moves forward some. This is probably from where you're at now. It's probably about 150 feet or so from you. And it's just hovering there. And then you watch as quickly it flaps its wings harder and it soars over you all, past you. And you watch as it begins to roar loud and it takes over the skies and kind of wraps around the skies. You all kind of watch it for just a moment before you hear another roar that screams out, this time shrieking and loud and indifferent from what you've heard before. And you look and there's another dragon that seemingly comes out of the sky. Watching it, you watch as you see this dragon coming out of the sky. There's something different about this dragon. This one doesn't seem to have flesh.
Yep.
As it's flying into the sky, you see this other large dragon, now both of them battling, shooting almost like laser beams of fire and ice. You see this necrotic energy come out of the bone dragon that is now fighting with the other dragon in the sky. You hear it just raising. It sounds like metal scraping on chalkboard, and it's awful. But you watch as this battle takes place in the sky. You watch as all the guards, a lot of them are also looking up. You see on the towers that there are several men in crossbows who are like aiming at the skies. This battle that's happening in the sky, it goes on for maybe 30 seconds, 45 seconds or more before you watch as the bone dragon seems to tackle the other, what seems like metallic dragon, and they both begin to get into a cluster fight mid-air before falling and hitting the ground together out of your sight. At this point, all the guards kind of recollect their focus and they look back towards all of you. And a couple of them begin to come forward. But they don't come super close. They get maybe... they get about 40 feet away. Two of them.
That's plenty within range.
Two of them get within 40 feet and they stop. And one of them yells back at you, "You're not supposed to be here."
That doesn't change the facts.
We have it under control. Why don't you leave
Clearly
now?
not.
So this castle is safe and it will stay safe
For how long?
for as long as we can keep it. And it's going to be longer than today.
What about all of your people? All of the innocent civilians that are dying in the streets because you refuse to let them in.
See, he kind of stone-faced, doesn't say anything, doesn't show much emotion. Sometimes you have to have sacrifices to win a war.
How many
So
guards
you'll
are out here?
sacrifice your family?
What'd you say, Ryan?
I said, how many guards are out here? And then how many
About
how many
10.
can we see up on the ramparts?
See maybe 2 on each column, basically, of the castle keep, holding crossbows. The one that you're interacting with aren't my calls. This is just what we're supposed to do. So at this point, the gate opens again.
I was about to say, Corn would be like, "There's people who are expecting us."
You yell at, but the gate is starting to open again. You see more guards are filtering out. And as they filter out, you see that the numbers game is not looking great for you guys, as you're trying to count them up as best as you can. But there's probably mostly Warforged. There are a couple humans that seem to be kind of in the mix. Maybe some half-elves or so. But the numbers game is starting to look stacked against you, as there are 24 individuals out in the courtyard now. The gate opens and there's another basically troop of people, and they come out about maybe 30 feet or so, not from you, but just out of the gates, and they kind of stand there, and they kind of just watch. Some of them disperse out.
Are these soldiers or
They
are these
appear to
just
be more soldiers.
Leaf does not have any spells, so she is going to whip out a paper of sending
Okay.
and very quickly scribble.
SOS.
No. You're sending your guards to do your dirty work. I thought you were strong, and send it to Steven.
Okay. Poofs out in front of you and goes away.
And then you see a small paper appear in front of the dragon up in the sky.
Yeah. I have time to read this. You've been wanting us. Here we are. We decided to make it easy for you to come to you.
You see both of them kind of look at each other. They look back at the other group that comes out, and then these two start to kind of make their way back. They kind of turn around and they go back to kind of meet up with the rest of the group. You guys can make an insight check.
boom?
I know exactly what's happening. I can actually read their minds without even using spells.
That's wild.
Crazy.
And then if Bass would like to make an insight, he can as well. Okay. Frederick.
We got the same insight.
Frederick, indeed, you kind of scan the battlefield. You've, as long as you've kind of encountered these people, you know that they would normally have attacked by now. You don't know if they're waiting for you. Maybe they're waiting for whatever's coming. But there were a lot of guards that left earlier. You can't imagine there's very many more than what's on the field here.
I guess as I'm like standing next to Ran, I kind of lay that back to Ran. Yeah, just that that might be it. Everything that's out here might be all the guards they have.
Leave standing there. We can take them. We can take them. We can do it. We can take them. Let's just do this. We got to get in there.
And you said we had.
Rand steps forward. Your keep will not protect you. The longer you stay in here, the longer your brothers, your sisters, your mothers, your fathers are killed and risen back up and thrown against you. We have to attack now. Your walls will not stand between you and the undead for long. You do not know what you're dealing with here.
You watch. I mean, you know your words connect, but it's hard to get a reaction out of these guys, as they almost, some of them kind of look at each other, like the soldiers, probably the underlings, are just kind of looking at each other. But there's a couple up front who are standing pretty firm, and One of them seems to have, well, two of them seem to have a little bit, at this point, as this interaction's going back and forth, two of them actually seem to have almost like more armor on, maybe, or that they seem to maybe be maybe a higher rank, possibly. But there's two of them that are just kind of standing there pretty firm, and from this distance, they really almost seem like just more soldiers. You're not entirely certain. But the rest of the other ones, like, maybe just the normal soldiers, are kind of like, every time you speak, they kind of look back to the guys in the middle. And these weren't the two that talked to you previously. These are the two of the other guys that had just come out. And people seem kind of... There's a lot of tension kind of on the field at this point.
I'll call out one last time. That's it? You'll condemn the city to death? Anything?
You watch for a moment, and one of the armored individuals kind of looks back, and he does some sort of hand signal, and the two in the front begin to come forward. But as they take a few paces forward, the rest of the troop behind them starts to kind of follow them. But they're all dispersed. But they don't...
Towards us?
They do come towards you, and in the middle, kind of this field, there's like this large fountain. They don't get any closer than about 60 feet. And both individuals are standing on the two opposite sides of the fountain. You see several of these guys kind of disperse off. Some are hiding behind the fountain. There's some nearby trees that some of them are hiding behind. It seems like whatever that signal was, they've moved forward, but they're moving forward defensively. You watch as one of the individuals comes forward, and you can kind of tell he looks a little different. His face is more pointed, and he is wearing a helmet, but you can just kind of tell by the structure that this isn't probably not a human. And this individual kind of comes forward, and you can tell there's kind of a low kind of just kind of a low voice to him. Not necessarily almost old in a way, but he kind of shouts out, "You're in our way, Unbroken. Stand down."
And what are you going to do? Are you actually going to help the city? Or are you going to bring your death sooner than needed?
You watch as he kind of looks over to the across the fountain to the other individual, who kind of looks back at him, and this individual stands there. He kind of puts his sword back in his sheath, takes his helmet off, and you see this familiar face. And he kind of holds his helmet on his side of his hip. It's been a long time. My name's Cephas. I'm sure you remember me. And you can see he's just standing there. Helmet.
Human? Was he? I thought it was human. Was he not human?
Cephas is human. He's the other guy that started talking.
Oh, okay.
He kind of holds his basically around his arm, and he's standing there. As much as I'd love to brawl with you here, I don't think this is the right time. Don't bring death upon yourselves. Looks like you're missing a couple. Oh, that's right. We have Steven. He smiles, kind of taunting.
How far is he from me?
Vanish.
From you?
Do you have a map? I think you keep referencing something. I didn't know if you meant to share a map. If not, you're fine. You don't have to.
At this point, I'm cool with showing it. I wanted to wait, though. So, from where you are, it seems like Cephas is about 55 feet. You watch as he stands there.
This one?
Yeah, the one with the
Okay.
blue.
That's his icon.
Stands there in his big, lofty armor, holding his helmet on the side. And he looks at all of you. I know you guys just shouted some spells. Are you actually going through with that or no?
Yes.
Going through with
Just for
banishment?
Yep. Just let him put him in timeout for a minute, hopefully.
Okay. As soon as you are beginning to cast a spell, there is another character who is attempting to counterspell you. What level?
It's a level 4, I believe.
Okay, so they're gonna have to roll, I think.
Rollies.
Fourth level or higher, make an ability check using spellcasting ability. DC is 10 plus the spell's level, so they've got to beat a 14.
Well, they had to beat my 17, right?
It's
That's your spell save, I think.
No, you
for a
it's
counter
10. It's 10 plus the spell's level.
Oh, okay.
so
Yeah, they got me 14.
yeah, he's going to roll. Let me get my dice counter out of here. Okay, 1d20. Fails. You watch as a moment as he's standing there immediately disappears from banishment. Oh.
I just look at my wrist. He'll be back in a minute, and then we could talk again. Don't disrespect the Unbroken. And I say that loud enough for everyone, hopefully, an area to hear.
Yeah,
He's fine. He's safe. He'll be back in a minute.
you watch as some of them look about. You could tell that that was unexpected for a lot of them as they stand there. There's kind of almost like a silence that kind of waves over everybody for a moment.
Just a quiet minute.
How long is banishment?
A
It's in a
minute.
minute. There's literally just like the wind comes through. That my cape flutters a little bit. Everyone just it's a Western standoff in the middle of this in the middle of this courtyard.
Yeah. You guys you guys want to do anything in this moment, or are you just gonna wait?
Somebody's just off in the corner loudly eating a bag of chips. Hear the bag crinkle a little bit.
Just like quick question because I'm nosy and I look at the whole map. Who is this supposed to be Sunny back here?
Oh yeah, he would be with you guys.
Okay.
Sorry. He would actually be probably right next to Leaf.
Rand would probably be in front of Leaf and Sunny. Is what I would say.
Okay.
I'll step forward. You just have my hands in my robes, and then during that minute, I'll put on my necromancer robes with my cloak of transformation or whatever.
Okay.
I'm pulling my mask down.
While we're standing there in this silence of a minute, Leaf is going to turn to Sunny. Okay, so you might see some really weird things, and I totally understand if it freaks you out. But like they're really powerful, and we just got to kind of like go with it. Like I've seen this guy like bring people back from the dead, so like we gotta just like be chill, just attack them.
He's like,
yeah.
He's like, Leaf, you're good. Yeah, we'll take care of this.
Don't
I just
die.
kind of I kneel down and I start tying my shoe.
When did you get laces?
Oh, it's the new outfit. I got them before we left.
Oh, that's cool. I like it. He's like exact height with Leaf at this point, just looking him in the eye.
All right. About a minute goes by before you see Cephas pop back up,
I'll lift my mask up.
and he kind of like almost trips a little bit as he kind of steadies himself. He kind of he's still holding onto his helmet. Kind of stands
Don't
there.
disrespect us again. Don't disrespect us again, or I'll put you back.
Yeah, you see, he doesn't say anything right away. He says, he takes a moment and then he says, Don't fight this battle, Unbroken. You're not strong enough.
You need all the
Cephas,
help you can
it's
get
the
right now.
orb.
Kind of looks. What?
It's the orb.
What orb?
We
The
found the
orb
orb
we
after
found.
after he left us.
No, I don't. I'm pretty sure he was with us, wasn't he? He was still with us at that point in
I don't
time.
think so because
Yeah,
when
It
because
was on. It
he-
was on the travels from the Citadel to the capital, where
It was to
he
Isaran when we were trying to prove ourselves to the Adventurers Guild.
Yeah,
So it was before the
Oh.
arena.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
left the same time Leaf joined, and you guys already had it when I joined.
Hmm.
Yeah, he probably saw it maybe a couple times, but he didn't have a whole lot of interaction.
he was there when we found it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he wasn't
we
there to
found it.
see kind of the evolution of it. I don't believe.
Oh no, he didn't. No, because that was when
No,
we
he
were
was
in.
not there for. He wasn't there for that. But we had identified it, I think, before he had left, and we had kept it put away. I don't think he was there when we experimented on it. I
No,
think
that was when.
after
That's when.
that.
That was after the coup.
Yeah.
That was in Murda.
Yeah, murder. Murta.
All right.
You need all the help you can get. We can fight another day. Trust me. I would love nothing more than to take you down right here, right now. But you see what's out there? You know what I can do? And I point to myself. You know what I can do. If what he says is true, this is 100 times worse.
He stands there for a moment, kind of thinking. Kind of looks back to you. As much as I'd love to just cut you all down here and finish the job like I should have, there are some pressing matters.
This close.
You demanded that we come back, and now you want us to leave when we can help you.
Oh, he's gonna let us help him.
Where's my
He's a
dagger?
coward.
You telling Cephas? Asking him.
Mhm.
Kind of stands there. I don't know.
The one that was in your back. You don't. She's gone. You just threw my dagger away.
Kind of looks at you. You watch as he pulls out the bladed, serrated sword that he had got at one point with you all down in the dungeon at the Sunless Citadel. The serrated sword that, if you remember correctly, he got it from the guy who was dying at the very end of that dungeon. And yeah, and he pulls it out. And for those who remember, he had used this weapon for a while to target other weapons and destroy them on impact. He kind of pulls it out and he kind of looks at his sword a few times. It's best you turn around and just go home.
There is no home if that thing lives.
He kind of looks over to his ally again, the individual who talked to you the first time. He kind of just shrugs his shoulders. There's more of us than there are of them. Yeah, Cephas looks back.
You do not know how to do math.
He's like, I wasn't talking about the undead.
Where's
Talking about
Steven?
you. And Cephas pipes up. Oh, he's with us. Oops.
I know that.
He's with us, and he's being taken care of very well.
That
Did
doesn't
you
answer my question.
see him flying in the sky? And kind of begins to smile again. Yeah.
I just kind of like look over and I nudge Leaf. And I'm like, so this syphilis guy, this is the one that like backstabbed you all. And I say it loud enough for him to hear.
Puts my mask back on so I don't. So I try to keep my face passive.
And I'm definitely looking over to see his reaction. I'm trying to piss him off.
Yeah, he's not very happy. As he stands there, you could see like there's part of him, and you kind of remember this, but there's just part of him who he's finding it hard to hold back.
Oh, come on. I can see you like tightening your grip on your blade. I know you want to try. And right, that's your name, right? It's Syphilis, right? Is that what I'm getting at? And I look at everybody else, am I getting that right?
Kind of looks at the rest of the group. He kind of looks out to Rand. Are these
Rand
the?
is just staring at Cephas.
He's like,
Hasn't
are
broken eye contact.
are these the people that you employ with your group now? You employ some kind of joke on your team, and then you've got this other guy now who doesn't seem to speak. He's pointing kind of to Bass. Is this your joke of a team? So somehow you've made it this far to this castle, and you've come
Great
here.
insult.
You've
Great
come here for
insult,
what?
Syphilis.
What have you come here for? You've come here to fight me? You've come here to find your friend Steven, who's betrayed you? You've
We've
come here to
settle debts.
stop the Black Hand. Because you went and talked to who in Esseron? And did they probably sent you out here to kill us, right? Because they couldn't do it themselves. You have no friends here. You have no army here. And you're either going to fight us here, or you're going to fight the ones behind you. And he kind of bashes his shield. He kind of pulls up a shield off of his back, and he kind of bashes it forward. You could tell he's a little upset. You can see some of the other ones are starting to kind of tighten their muscles a little bit. They're seeming to get kind of almost like they're just waiting for the word.
Does it scare you? We have no friends. We're a joke of a crew. But we're here in your courtyard, in your home. We've come to settle our debts. Do it now or after we take on the undead. Up to you, but one way or the other, this ends.
Kind of looks at you. I'm going to have a lot of fun killing you this time, Rand. And he kind of pulls his helmet back on his face. He shouts out, "Charge!"
As soon as he says he's gonna have a fun time killing Rand, Leaf is throwing a dagger at him.
Yeah, and as soon as they start charge, the hold on, I gotta get which one's the pointer again? I keep forgetting what the new. These right here, right here.
Yeah,
And
all
in
those.
Yeah, in a straight
So
line.
right here too is a wall, like a gate. Not really a wall. It's probably a 2-foot wall, and then there is like a metal gate on top of it that kind of just surrounds this little section where this fountain is. And same here.
Are the gaps big in between it?
They're not like terribly big. They're probably a foot between each pole, essentially, that is ingrained into the actual stonework of the wall. It's meant to just kind of look decorative, but
Can I shoot a lightning bolt through it?
you could try. You're not sure. You may lose some of the impact if it were to go through parts of that fence.
All right, I'll hold off then. But he's yelling charge.
He's yelling charge. You watch as everybody kind of gets their weaponry ready. It seems like they're about to battle.
Okay. There's nothing behind us, right?
No, a bunch of prisoners who have sticks for weapons, which I don't have them on the field. But
I'm gonna look at Cephas again and just make sure this is 120 feet. I'm gonna cast a 4th level spell. This is new.
Let's all roll initiative first.
Okay, that sounds good.
Click your token.
Click your token. Oh,
I was gonna.
Why do I feel
say
like I'm
too-
actually about to get into a fight? Like, oh.
Oh yeah, angry.
Oh, geez, Louise.
I really thought we were gonna talk our way out of that. I'm not gonna lie. Thought we were doing good. And Syphilis here.
Just to clarify real quick, since I said as soon as he said he was gonna have a fun time killing Rand, I threw a dagger. Can I throw him a dagger?
We'll play
before
through
initiative starts?
We'll play through initiative.
I selected my. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't. I had it on the wrong thing.
That's okay. I'll throw it in there for you.
Yeah, 14 for me.
I was gonna ask too, while they were finishing their talk, or I was gonna grab my amulet to Thorthan, and I was gonna see, do I sense anything from Thorthan? Does he say anything? Just kind of seeing if I feel anything from him.
You don't feel anything as you're doing this, but yeah, there's nothing as you're kind of getting yourself ready. Okay, and then the rest of them are gonna go. My question to you all is: it's 10:30 for me. Do you guys want to play through this battle, or do you want to wait until next time?
This is a pretty good spot. I know Jose said he needs to go to bed early.
Yes.
This is a good spot to end, and I'm sure this fight's going to take a while. Not that I want to stop D&D.
Bruzane's here? I didn't realize it. He hasn't said anything in 2 hours.
He's the dashing man that's above you on my screen right now.
Yeah,
Oh, so
same.
he's all the way over here for me.
I'm okay with
What do you
ending
wanna
it here
do,
for
Jose?
now. And
Where's good for you, bud? But you have to tell us.
Yeah.
Or sign. Yeah, sign language. I don't
No,
know
I
sign
do not
language.
know
so
sign. I do
so
not.
you
know
just
sign
do like, you can
I'm
be like all
not
those,
doing
that.
those fake ASL people that have been getting caught lately, like in the conferences.
Stopping here makes the most sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
doing
I feel like
cause
this
in
could be
here.
a big battle.
Yeah.
Starting with combat's always fun.
Because this
Yeah.
is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10,
Got a lot in
20,
front of you.
14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24,
Yeah,
26,
There's like at least
28.
24.
There's 32 people here that need to have initiative orders and do stuff.
Yes.
Not counting the prisoners behind us that we hope rally to our cause and jump on the back of these guys as we begin to engage them to help save our lives. Just throwing that out there.
Cool. Well, we'll pick up here at the start of the battle against Cephas next time. I think that'll be great.
Sounds
It'll
good.
give you guys maybe a time to come up with a plan too. Now that you see the battle.
Yes.
So, all right, y'all.
Oof.
What would you guys
Oh,
think?
Jesus. Just scroll down the turn order. It's like just so many.
Are they actual zeros or like they just
No,
haven't
he
No.
hasn't
yet?
put in
They
their
haven't
turn
rolled
orders
yet.
yet.
Yeah, I haven't rolled them yet. I can.
well, I
roll
rolled a nat 20, so hopefully I get
Um,
first.
So why does Sonny have a sword for an arm?
Sonny? Oh, that's not his arm. He's holding a weapon.
Okay, the way it looks like on my screen, it looks like the sword starts right about here instead of it being in his hand.
I rolled Cephas's for 14, so at least you can see that. And I'll do
Ugh.
his friend here. 17 for this guy.
Half-red dragon veteran. Okay, cool. Thanks.
What color is the other half?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. I really thought we were almost gonna be able to talk that out. We're just for have a peace for a quick second, fight some undead, and then get stabbed in the back again by him. I was waiting for it.
There shall be no peace.
Wild.
I gotta say, that was a pretty good insult on my part.
Yeah, you guys.
He did not like it.
You guys
Yeah,
really.
no, I think that's what turned his mind. I think.
Really upset him.
I'm like, we're not getting anywhere with this. I'm just gonna.
I was trying
Bully
to.
him into action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys, any of you were able to remember kind of his personality, it's like little things like that. I think. Kind
Oh
of,
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes.
anyway.
And
Yeah.
it's been confirmed that Steven is a dragon.
Do we really believe him though?
Wild.
Come on!
He could just.
You know
he
it's
could just say that.
true.
Wait, he took the core out and put it inside of a dragon.
I mean, we don't know how it worked.
Well, it sucks that Steven got his ass kicked by a bone dragon. So
Yeah, not really.
Wait, did he get his ass kicked, or is he still fighting up there?
We don't. No,
No,
they're
got-
they
they hit the
crashed.
ground.
they
Oh,
crashed.
cr-
Yeah.
oh.
Remember,
Yeah.
they tussled and then they fell to the ground,
I
and then we
didn't
lost sight of
remember.
them.
Mm.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed for the bone dragon, except I don't want to fight a bone dragon.
It'd be nice to have a bone dragon.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited to see Jerzane do some paladin shit.
Yes.
Same.
I'm hoping we got some shouts and stuff like that. I don't, or the equivalent of shouts and stuff like that.
He's got some cool stuff in his arsenal for sure.
He's more a sorcerer than a paladin right now
Oh,
because of
okay,
the level
okay.
split. But the paladin stuff is right behind. He does have some good paladin stuff.
Because I think
I'm
we
just
might need
waiting
it.
for. I want this fight to happen. I'm so excited.
You're excited for us to take on 6v1 basically.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can
Outnumber
do it.
6-1.
we've taken
We
on
just
harder
gotta.
people.
Hell, if I do
It's-
it right, I've got no, I've got 3 attacks in one turn. If I do it right, I can take out a few people. I know we all can.
Mm, Yeah,
It's gonna
yeah.
be interesting.
We'll see what happens. All right, guys. I hope everyone has a wonderful week.
Yes,
Yeah. Thank you guys for playing.
of course.
Hold on,
Thanks, y'all.
time out. Let me look at the calendar real quick. If we're doing 2 weeks like we normally do, I am not available on the 11th. I am out traveling on vacation.
Okay.
So we can try next week, or we can wait another 2 weeks, whatever everybody would like to do.
I cannot do this next weekend
Okay.
because I will be out in Houston.
Yeah, I will be throwing a birthday party for my kiddo.
Oh, happy
Oh.
birthday.
Happy early birthday.
All right. So the 18th, it sounds like.
Maybe
Maybe.
I would probably show up late because that's when I
Or
start. my
not the 18th, or the 20th. 20th
Maybe.
would be. Maybe.
That's the weekend I start my 3 days for wake for
Gotcha.
camps and stuff like that. So I
Okay.
think the last practice is like 7 to 9:30 or something like that my time. But I'll
Okay.
double check my schedule.
Cool.
Okay. Cool.
We'll figure it out. We'll post in the Discord.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Have a good one, everyone.
Bye,
See you guys
I love
eventually.
y'all.
Adios.
Hey guys.
I love you, Drew.
Bye bye.